What's up, everybody? We got the new Bourbon County head coach, Coach Bret Baierlein. Coach, welcome to Big Things Camp.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Well, Coach, man, first off, congratulations on your hire.
Thanks, sir.
Secondly, tell us something about you and how you ended up in Bourbon County.
So you want the long version or short version?
You give us the short if you want to.
Well, just some background. I'm originally from Garrett County.
Okay.
I graduated high school in '96. So I think we're all in the same kind of demographic age. I did so well when I went to Eastern the first time. I wound up in the Marines at the end of my first year.
Sounds like my daughter.
I did 5 years in the United States Marine Corps, then went back to Eastern, graduated, and most of my time coaching and teaching was spent at Garrett County. I did 2 years under Coach Chris Pardue at Mercer County when he was the head coach there. Of course, Coach Pardue is one of the best offensive minds around. But then I worked for Jerry Perry at Garrett County, who was one of the best defensive minds around.
I was going to say, you were the defense coordinator.
Yeah, I was the defense coordinator at Garrett. Then Coach got sick in 21, and I wound up as the interim for the remainder of that season. And then last year I worked under Josh Jaggers at Lincoln County as the defense coordinator. So I haven't moved around a whole bunch, but I've been fortunate to work for some really good mentors. And then Bourbon County kind of was a perfect situation for me because John Hodge, who used to be the head coach there and still in the district, we've known each other since we were about 5 years old. So it's funny. I was kind of an honorary member of the Bourbon staff when he was the head coach because they would go to clinics and I would join them. So I knew a lot of those guys, and I was really excited about the opportunity to coach with people I knew and could trust. And I think that the Bourbon County community has resources if they're just tapped properly. So I think that. I was really excited. My wife is a small business owner. She owns a photography studio. Plug for PriscillaBphotography.com. Can I do that?
Yeah.
PriscillaBphotography.com. But anyway, she most of her clientele is in Lexington anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So it actually was a good natural move. My son will be a sixth grader, so he was going to be moving into middle school and transitioning anyway. And it kind of was just a perfect storm. So I'm excited.
That's you.
Well, Coach, now here you are taking over this Bourbon County program, which is kind of, I would say, in a rebuild. I think most of David Jones' kids, when he came in and kind of left, you had a large senior class that left out. You got a lot of young players coming back. Just kind of tell us how it's been with your transitioning and you implementing your culture.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking off camera. It's difficult anytime you have a change in leadership. We're trying to implement our standards and expectations, and that's always a growing process. But that never stops, no matter how long you've been somewhere. I'm 45, so I'm not a young coach, but I am a new head coach.
Yes.
But I've had a long time to think about and ruminate over what I want my program to look like. But at the same time, you got to be flexible and fit it to your kids and your community and your parents. And it's been going well, man. We've got great kids. We're young, like you talked about, Coach, but we've got some talent. Always could use more of it.
Yes, absolutely.
We got some young playmakers, and we got a few juniors and seniors too that'll be important pieces for us. I don't like to use the term rebuild, but we do have a road ahead of us. But our kids are working really hard. They're doing everything I ask of them, and it's been really a pleasure to work with them throughout the summer.
So did it take you long to, like I say, get in and build a rapport with some of these kids? And do you feel like you got all the talent out of school that you're going to get?
Yeah, so I feel like one of the obstacles that we had in the spring is that I finished out the school year at Lincoln County.
Okay,
I teach social studies, so I had an AP World History class. And I didn't feel like it would be the honorable thing to do to leave them high and dry in the middle of the school year. So I got up here throughout the spring 2 or 3 times a week to Paris, and Usually I'd get here about the time they were wrapping up with after-school workouts. So I got to be around the kids and meet them, not as much as I would have liked to, but in the summer, or ever since basically we got out of school, I've been up here pretty much every day. My wife and I and our son, we moved, finally got moved in the first part of June. So it's been good. I would have preferred to have had more time with them in the spring,
yes,
but it's gone well. As far as talent in the building, we've gotten a couple of those guys out. There's more to be had, which is one of the great things I love about our administration is they have committed to hiring coaches to be teachers. So we're going to have more coaches in the building than there's been in the past, and I think that's important as far as recruiting the hallways, because we do have some guys that need to be out there.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what kids so far, a little bit of time you've been around, you see that you feel like you're going to have to lean on?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you look at your upperclassmen, guys like Lucas McCarty, who's a center who's returning for us, is going to be really important as the cornerstone of that offensive line. We've got we've got a really experienced linebacking corps. We're going to have probably starting 3 or 4 seniors.
That's good.
Zorian Booker has been really impressive in the offseason. He was a defensive lineman before I got here, but he has cut a lot of weight.
Good, huh?
And and he runs well. He's about a 4.7 guy, and so I think some college team is going to recruit him and get a gem because he's a little undersized for the next level. But he's a good athlete, and I think his best football is in front of him. So I'm really, really been pleased with him. Got a whole bunch of other backers: Aiden Byers, Aiden Muntz. We got a lot. We have about 4 Aidens on the team. And so those guys will be counted on to lead us. We got Ryan Lay, who'll be a junior coming back, and he's kind of been playing that jack position for us, where he can put his hand in dirt, play DN. Or pop back and play inside backers. So we're excited about those guys. In the skill positions, we don't have most of our experiences in the front 2 levels on the defense and then on the line on the offense. But we got a lot of young skill guys that are really promising.
So now, what can we expect when we go to the game, the Baierlein era of the Bourbon County Colonels?
So we want to be physical. All the time, and I know coaches probably, every coach y'all talk to says the same thing. We want to be physical. We've got Lexington Catholic in our district, other teams that, in order.
Now, on the plus side, you did get Boyle moved there.
That is
so that kind of helped.
I think it's good. So no more Boyle County.
But here's the thing: we're not going to run for anybody. I mean, if you're going to be where you want to be as a program, you're going to have to be guys like that eventually, anyway. So. But it is nice.
It does help when you're retooling.
That's right, when you're retooling. But and I've told I told the parent system, we had our first parent meeting. I've told the kids this. I said, look, if we're going to beat teams like Lexington Catholic, we've got to be able to be physical and run the football. And we're not going to be wishbone or wing T or anything like that. We like 11 personnel. To me, I come from a defensive background. 2 things bothered me as a defensive coach: 11 personnel and anything with a sniffer or wing back H, whatever you want to call it. Those kind of things so if that gives me trouble, I feel like that's what we want to do too.
Yes, sir.
But now I think we got some kids too that if off a play action and quick game, we can make some big plays with those guys too. So.
Looking at the schedule, you start off, you got Western Hills, South Laurel, Montgomery County, Lincoln County, Harrison County, Sayre. Then we get your district games: Lexington Catholic, Pendleton County, Lloyd Memorial, and then you finish up with Esco County. I mean, I think that's a good schedule for where you are right now. What are your thoughts and expectations on the schedule?
Well, first of all, I would say, Western Hills has a coaching change. So it's never fun starting off your first game against a team you don't have any idea what they're going to do. But now here he's in the same position too. But, I think it is a good schedule. I know Lincoln County, that's where I coached last year, so it's kind of an odd situation. But I know they're going to be physical. So I think we've got some early tests that will be good to help prepare us for the district.
Montgomery County's rebuilding too a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. Montgomery's struggled, I think, a little bit, but they've always got athletes.
Yeah.
So you just never know. Lloyd has had some really good teams recently, and they'll always have guys. I remember back in, I think it was 15 or 16, we took Gary County team up to Lloyd, and they had a dude look like Megatron. He was dunking on guys like we would. You got him. They'll dunk on you. They'll try somebody else. He'd dunk on him. So they'll have some guys. Of course, Catholic is going to be Catholic.
Yeah.
Pendleton County, I think, is going to be a run-oriented triple option type team, which is always tough to defend. We've it's a schedule that is a little bit lighter than what they had last year, which was their schedule was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Even outside of district, they play some really tough teams. So it's a little bit lighter, but we have rivalry game there with the Harrison County. Although I'm not supposed to say Harrison County. Apparently we call them Cynthiana High School.
Is that what they call them? I didn't know that. Is that kind of like a little thing?
Rivalry game. So it's an old rivalry. So you never know what's going to happen in rivalry games. I think the game last year, it was just back and forth. They both scored in the 70s.
Yeah, it was up there. Yeah,
crazy. It was like basketball on grass. So,
Coach, I got to ask.
Yeah.
When are we going to get Paris back on the schedule?
Well,
who we need to talk to? Who we call Andy Bashir? We got to get this game back. I know y'all right. 2 minutes away. There's some hate there.
We did a 7-on-7 on Tuesday.
Okay.
And we're going to scrimmage with them and Newport. And I think I can't remember. I think we got a fourth team, but I think they're kind of on the fence right now. But
those 4-team scrimmage.
Yeah, and we're going to play them in JV. So we're dipping our toes in the water right now. Taekwon and I have Coach Rice and I have texted a lot since I got the job, and so hopefully we can maybe make it happen because it's beneficial to everybody if we can do that. But I'm also always going to look out for what's best for my program. So I'm kind of like Mark Stoops. Why? I'm not going to schedule Clemson when I could get EKU. You know what I'm saying? So,
say no more. Yes, sir. Yeah.
But yeah, I am not opposed to playing Paris. I'll say that. I mean, I think it's anytime you get football, excitement around football in the community is good for everybody. So.
Well, Coach, as you get ready to take on this season and you already kind of get things going, what's, I guess, the one element of this team that's really kind of keeping you up at night as far as getting ready for the season?
Just the youth and lack of depth. We have guys for every spot that I think will be pretty good. But it's behind that, and that's part of 3A football, right? I mean, you're coaching 3A football. You're not, we got a kid that was at Bryan Station last year on the freshman team. They have more kids on the freshman team than we have on our whole team. So, when you don't have those numbers, that's always kind of a challenge. But now, everywhere I've coached, well, not at Gary County where I coached for 6 years, that was the reality every year. So, we got to be smart about the way we practice.
Keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, that's right. We got to be able to hold to our standard, but also be smart about the way we practice to try to protect some of those young guys and keep them fresh. That would be our biggest challenge, I think, heading forward.
Coach B, you got anything else for Coach as he gets going and big things can?
Definitely looking out for you. It should be a great season for you.
We're excited. I'm excited to get started. I'm just glad to get pads on. Get that 7-on-7 stuff out of the way.
I ain't gonna lie, watching middle school, you got some big kids that are coming through.
Really excited about our middle school. We've got that 8th grade class.
Kareem.
Kareem's a dude.
Kareem's a
dude. You got to hold on to him, but he's a dude.
You ain't lying.
Yeah,
we coached him. He's a great kid, man.
He's good. We got some other young linemen in that eighth grade group that are really good, and we got Cam, who's he plays wide receiver. Man, he's a beast.
Okay.
He's a dog. My son has been practicing with them this summer, and he's like, he talks about some of those guys like they're Superman.
That's good.
You know, bear lines aren't real big and fast, but we are coaching.
That's all right. Yes, sir. Yes,
Well,
sir.
Coach, man, we appreciate you for stopping in. We'll definitely be dropping in on the Colonels throughout your time.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. And keep doing big things. You gotta watch out, Coach Buell. He'll be calling you my coach, and
Hey,
you know he'll be
well,
buttering you up.
well, I noticed I didn't get the same reaction and greeting that Coach McPeak got.
Yeah.
that was
Well, let me Coach McPeak, Coach Wes Johnson,
Coach
Coach Doug Charles. So this is what he's telling you. You ain't won no games yet. So until you win at least 10 games, I ain't gonna miss you.
all of a sudden I'll be.
When you walk out the door, he gonna forget your name. I don't know who you
Well, surely you can't forget Baierlein, man.
That's how he is, Coach. He's not loyal to nobody. His daughter's softball team lost 5 games. He got quick on his daughter. He that girl in the room next door. He's tough, Coach. I'm saying his loyalty is slim.
Coach, we looking forward to big things out of the Colonels. I'm telling you, you gotta be careful with this guy. But appreciate you. Welcome to Big Things County, and good luck,
Appreciate it,
Coach.
man.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Coach.
y'all having me.
Thanks for sitting
Thank
down with us. Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it. Thank you.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck to you.